As we've already talked about, there are many ways to personalize the TK9 plugin, which is really nice. In addition to the options you have in the flyout menus of each module and the presets that you can create in various places throughout TK9, there are also many hidden custom features. Now, why are these features hidden? The reality is that Photoshop has more features than any other image editing application out there, but the Photoshop workspace is still limited by the resolution of your monitor, just like any other application. Adobe's solution for housing all of Photoshop's features is to tuck a lot of them away inside endless menus and submenus. The TK plugin is a much more efficient interface for doing things like generating masks and applying the most used photography functions, but it's also limited by space. To provide more functions with the same number of buttons, you access some of the functions with a combination of clicking a button while holding down, for example, the Control or Command key, the Shift key, or even with a right mouse click. The purpose of this chapter is to help make you aware of these hidden features and give you some ideas for how and where to look for them. The number one hidden feature, and probably the best known hidden feature, are the tooltips. They operate a little differently in TK9 than in previous versions of the panel. To show tooltips, all you do is hold down the Alt key on a PC or the Option key on a Mac, and then you hover over any button. This will bring up a tooltip that explains what that button is for. If you continue holding down the Alt or the Option key and hover over other buttons, you'll continue to get tooltips for each button that you hover over. And the tooltip remains open until you close it with the X button. While kind of a hidden feature itself, the tooltips are also the best way to find out about other hidden features. The tooltips will let you know when holding down Control on a PC or the Command key on a Mac works with a button to access alternate functions. For example, the tooltips of all the adjustment layer buttons in Multimask let us know that holding down Control or Command has an alternate function. Holding down Control or Command will place the new adjustment layer at the top of the layer stack instead of just above whatever layer is selected within the stack. Many buttons throughout the plugin have alternate functions using the Control or Command keys. For example, in any of the masking interfaces, several of the output buttons have alternate functions using Control or Command. And a lot of the buttons in the Combo and CX module also have alternate functions. Some of these features allow you to access a different way of doing something in Photoshop that you like better. For example, using the Export As function instead of the legacy Photoshop Save for Web function. Some buttons even have two alternate functions. For example, the Free Transform button can use the Control or Command key to create a smart object and initiate perspective warp, or the Shift key to create a smart object and initiate the liquify filter. And the presets in the Export module are also managed with both the Control or Command key and the Shift key. The tooltips will also let you know when right-clicking a button has a function. For example, in the color grading interface, right-clicking on the shadow, midtone, or highlight buttons resets the color grading setting for that button. There are many more places throughout the panel where you can access hidden alternate functions with a key combination. The takeaway is to use the Alt or Option key to view the tooltips as often as you need to in order to find out what they are and where they are. And there are even more hidden features, and these are ones that aren't mentioned in tooltips. For example, you can highlight any of the buttons in the CX and Combo module by right-clicking on them. This feature is useful if you have just a few buttons that you use all the time and you want them to stand out from the others. And if you want to toggle the highlights off, you just right-click on them a second time and they'll go back to their original color. All of the actions that are in the TK Actions menu can be color-coded by right-clicking on them and then selecting a color. And to remove the color, you right-click on them again and click the Cancel button. In the My Actions module, this same thing works for your own actions. When you right-click on an action, you can pick a color and code or organize your actions by color and also reset back to the original color. In this case, you just reset with the gray square. And finally, all of the buttons in both the Combo and CX modules that only have letters or numbers but no icons or symbols can be customized to run with your own actions. To do this, you hold down the Control or the Command key and click on any one of those buttons that has only letters, and you can assign one of your own actions to that button. And if you click Reset, you can reset the button back to its original function. So all these hidden features make TK9 just that much more useful without taking up any more space. And I think that covers all the different categories of hidden features. I demonstrate a lot of them in more detail later on in the button-by-button guide, but I hope that this preview has at least helped you be aware of them, and even if you don't remember them all, you know where and how to find them.